right.
I know, right?
All right. Welcome to Gay Club TV. This is one of our good friends and rising star, David Hernandez. Hey, David. How's it going?
It's going as good as it can during this time.
Oh, my gosh. How's everything going over there?
Well, LA is kind of crazy. We were under quarantine, and they lifted the quarantine-ish, and then, all the protests started happening, rightfully so, with George Floyd's death and countless
Right.
other Black lives that have been lost. So I think, as like traumatic as everything is, and as like, depressing as it can be, I think we're at a pivotal point right now in history, and I'm grateful to be a part of that and be on the right side of history and justice.
Yeah, that's
cool.
awesome. Have you been going out to a lot of the marches, or have you been?
I went to two of them. I didn't go yesterday. There was one at nighttime, which it's kind of hard because they're not publicized. They're kind of just via like social media and friends and stuff. So I missed the one at 9 p.m. in West Hollywood, but I went the day before and the day before that. And yeah, I went for a few hours each day. So
was it pretty peaceful over there, or was it a lot of
super peaceful? It was really peaceful, and the cops were really, from my experience, the cops here in Beverly Hills and West Hollywood were really nice. They were handing out waters. They were asking us where our end destination was going to be so they could basically escort us there and make sure that we were kept safe. So my experience with the police officers has been really, really peaceful, but I do understand that other people are having different experiences, and I've seen videos that have literally made me cry, like police brutality and just all the stuff that's going on. So, while I haven't witnessed that, I have seen it, and I do sympathize with the people that have experienced that.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed emotions, I think, right now with the virus and this, and kind of getting back to a new normal, if you will, because I think this is how things are going to be for a while, as far as like face masks and hand sanitizers and social distancing. So that's a lot. But thank you for your support. That is so awesome.
Crazy. Oh, well, I'm Mexican American, so growing up I felt I was always torn because I'm biracial, and while I can't relate to Black lives, I can definitely relate to the minority factor, and being from a very poor town in Guadalupe, Arizona, I always got called like güero, or I wasn't white enough, or I wasn't Mexican enough, so it was always that divide for me. And I've seen my dad get manhandled by police officers for no reason, and I've seen my family members be taken to jail for no reason. So I'm so glad that people are finally speaking out, because it's about fucking time.
My friends, it is. But no, totally. I feel like it's been building up from one thing to another, and it's been kind of pushed to the side or on pause, and it's definitely bringing everybody. I think people are angry. There's a lot of people who are angry, a lot of people who need to let out some emotions, and that's what they're doing. That's what we're doing. What we're trying to do is be peaceful, right? Bring people together.
Absolutely, and as a gay man, you can attest to this. We're also marginalized, and if it's not Black lives, it's gay lives. If not gay lives, it's Asian lives. I mean, there's always somewhere someone's being oppressed, and I think it's important to realize like we're all just human and figure it out. It's a disease, and we need to find a cure. Yeah.
Well, speaking of cures, my favorite cure is music. I feel like it's a language we all speak and understand.
It is.
And I hear you have a new music video that just dropped. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I wrote Sorry with my good friend Michael Orland. It's out now on all digital platforms. It's on YouTube, the music video as well. We shot it during the quarantine. And it was really interesting because all of Sunset Boulevard was a ghost town. So normally where you would have needed like permits and had to pay to shoot in certain spaces, we kind of took advantage of that. And we shot the entire video in quarantine. And if you check it out, it's really kind of cool how we were able to do that. And the song just is basically about like, sorry is just not enough. And it's amazing how when we released it, this was before George Floyd's death, we released it, and I had, I was talking about like an ex when I wrote the song, but now it's kind of pertinent to what's going on. Like, sorry just is not enough for what's happening right now. And sometimes it will never be enough, but trying to make the change and be better is what's really important. So the song came from a different place for me, but it's so applicable to what we're currently, seeing right now.
So what inspired your music video? Just being in quarantine, the isolation?
Well, I mean, I think a lot, like for me and a lot of artists I know that I've spoken to, we feel like our hands have been tied after when quarantine started. Like all of our gigs were canceled and we lost a considerable amount of income. And so for me, like I just needed to be creative or else I was going to lose my mind.
Right.
So that's kind of where this all really kind of stemmed from, is I just wanted to like put something out there in the world and, you know, prove to myself that I was still being an artist and being effective and speaking and creating during the times and reflecting the times. And so the video, obviously, clearly, it's just me in an empty parking garage. It's just like, it shows like the quarantine state of mind and state of being. And yeah, that's really what kind of inspired me to do the video. But the song was inspired through just not being able to fix past relationships, whether they were like an ex-boyfriend or family relationships. And it's just meant to encourage people, like, now is the time to let your ego and your pride down and say, I'm sorry, and be better.
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do.
Oh my God, it's so hard.
And it's especially when it's you know,
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I saw the music video. It's fantastic. I can't wait for everybody else to see it. So let's take a second and see David Hernandez's new music video, Sorry. All right. So, but yeah, so are you creating more music since you've been on quarantine? Like,
actually, yeah. So I just released a video today. Me and my friend Jacqueline. Yeah. So we just we shot a cover of Cyndi Lauper's True Colors.
Yes.
We just released that like less than an hour ago. It's on my Facebook, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, and it's just such a beautiful, like, I kind of like went back and forth with this release because I didn't want to be self-serving. I didn't want people to think that I was just promoting another project of mine, you know? So right. I thought about it, and I talked with a lot of like community leaders and people that I really respect, like my friend Melinda Hale, and then I talked to my publicist, and it's just such an important message to be yourself unapologetically, and I think that it's pertinent to what's happening right now. And it's dedicated to our Black brothers and sisters, our Black LGBTQ AI member leaders and community. And so I think that so I went ahead and moved forward with it, and I released it. It was supposed to come out a week ago, but literally like the protests and the looting and everything was happening, and I was like, nah, this is not the right time to do this right now.
Everything is slowing down.
Yeah, but it's slowing down, but I think the message is still really clear out there that people are upset with what's going on with racism, and Black lives do matter. And so I thought that this message was appropriate for the time, and that's why I decided to release it. So I hope that it's received well, and so far it's been received well. But it is dedicated to, like I said, my Black brothers and sisters and the LGBTQ AI members.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's so hard not to listen to the media and the people around you, because like we're always on it. Like we're on it right now. You know what I mean? It's how we kind of check on the news, but sometimes you just got to do something for you, you know, do something that makes you feel good, whether it be creating music or, you know, writing poetry or speaking out against things that you believe in. I think that's so important. So you managed to create a really extremely positive at a really negative time right now. So what motivates you? What's like your like fire?
I think it's just like seeing like humans actually like still have the capacity to love and to give despite all of our setbacks. I think it's such a beautiful thing when you see somebody grow or a culture grow and change their ways of thinking. Like, you know, it's easy to give up, right? Like it's easy to say like humans are terrible, we're fucking awful, which we are. Most of the time we're awful, but to see like the love that has been shown, not just during the quarantine time, but also during these protests, like we're like lifting each other up, at least from my experience right now. And we're really shedding a light on our flaws. And I think that that's inspiring for me. Like seeing people's minds change in front of you is really a cool thing. And it just takes a little bit of patience, which we all don't really have right now. But to see that is really what's inspiring, because it's so easy to just bury your head in the covers and just sleep all day and just be depressed or like drink yourself to death or whatever. It's just, you know, it's easy to do those things, but to really like give people a chance to change, and you see the light bulbs kind of go off, you're like, oh my God, this is why, you know, we still endure and why we keep doing what we do. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that everyone gets this opportunity during these times to kind of have a moment to breathe, listen to some of your music, listen to music, and
yeah,
may the light turn on. May the light turn on, right?
I hope so. And here's the thing: it's like, you know, racism exists in us more than we really think. It's a systemic problem. It's always been there. It's probably always going to be there. But just like alcoholism or any addiction or any disease, sorry, that you have, it's admitting that you have the issue and then working to change that. There's a lot of things that I don't realize that I've been preconditioned to believe. And I've had to work through those things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of people letting their ego and their pride down and the things that they were raised to believe, and just saying, you know what, like, I really don't know, like, educating my ass, like, let me, you know what I mean? And even from the simple like verbiage that we use on social media, just ask your Black friends, like, is this okay to say? Like, is this not okay? Or, I don't understand this, can you please let me know? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of it's just ego and pride and these, you know, it's just ridiculous. Like, just fucking man up and like say, I have an issue and I want to know how I can fix that.
Yeah, I think it's right now, it's everyone's in this place where we're trying to have the light turn on, but it's just like, like you said, they skip over the problem, and then and it's not acknowledged, and so then it's like, you know. But thank you so much for spending time with us today. I don't want to keep you from your day.
Oh, it's all
I really appreciate all that you do.
I'm entertaining this guy right now. He's
just
my God, he's so
cute. Oh, I need a friend like that.
He doesn't know racism, damn it.
There you go. He sees no gender.
He sees nothing except his toys and treats.
The life.
I know. Well, thank you for having me. And for anybody that's watching, you can check out my music video for Sorry, but also check out the new music video, True Colors, that I did with my good friend Jacqueline Lord. It's available on YouTube now. And share and spread love, and let's get some positivity out there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to share on GayClubTV Instagram, and we can't wait to see what's next for you. We can't wait to talk again.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time to interview me. Oops.